What is up, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Back again for another review of Spartacus, House of Ashur. We are already on episode 4 of season 1. This episode's entitled Blood and Bone. So now, there's a lot going on in this episode, man. A lot of things, a few things to discuss. I won't necessarily say a lot, but there are things to discuss, of course. The upcoming games, which the House of Ashur is on the outside, not quite in, but let's just say some things happen in the episode that do change the fortune for the House of Ashur, but at what cost? Also, we talk about, or it's discussed about, the pending arrival of Marcus Crassus. And once again, him and Pompey gesturing to each other in the mention of Cilician pirates. Now, if you guys don't remember, the Cilician pirates were those individuals who betrayed Spartacus in War of the Damned. So they are still a problem. And let's just say initially in the episode, they're not looked at as much of a problem. They're too far away from Capua. But let's just say there's an incident that changes the whole game and the landscape of, let's just say, the Cilician pirate problem. We'll talk about that later. Also, the continued training of Achilea for her match against the brothers Forox. And also something to discuss, we have a special guest that arrives to the House of Ashur, a familiar face, kinda. So, like I said, we got quite a bit to talk about, and so I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, like I said, I'm not going to talk about every single thing all the way through like a recap. Just gonna, I guess you could say trim the fat and pull out the things that I think were important or worth discussion. Of course, that's what the comment section is for. If there's anything in there I forgot or you want to discuss, get in there. I definitely like the interactions that we do have. So let's get into it. So we follow Ashur, and man, I've decided that Ashur, he is the Rodney Dangerfield of Capua.
Well, that's the story of my life. No respect. No respect.
I mean, this man gets no respect. No respect. I mean, the Gabinus, he doesn't even refer to him as they all call him the Syrian. They don't even call him Ashur. He's referred to as the Syrian. But once again, like I said, he's on the outside looking in for these games, and it's very important for him to have made his way into the games, and I guess you could say into the world of the elites when Crassus comes. Because his whole thing is Ashur is wanting to get the arena rebuilt. Now, if he's not even a player in the games of Capua, well, then Marcus Crassus probably isn't going to want to listen to him. And then it will only be only moment of time before Crassus, I have no need for you, and put somebody else or install someone else. I mean, it is what it is. We also get a look at Operator going to task for Chorus by working his magic. Well, I won't say he's working his magic, but let's just say his slave is working his magic on Costia. Hope I'm saying that right. Gabinus's wife. Let's just say he's going deep sea diving on her, the slave, and he pleasures or whatever. But anyway, they're talking about the aftermath, of course, of the hit that she put on Chorus, which we know he survived. But moving on from that, we're in the town square of the marketplace, and the House of Patroclus is putting on a show. He has his champion of his house, Aminius, I believe that's his name, sparring with a citizen, and, just having a great time. And starts to proclaim who would like to step forward and challenge the House of Patroclus. And of course, Ashur, who is in the area, takes this opportunity, attempts to seize the opportunity, and throws the House of Ashur. Of course, some barbs are thrown his way, and eventually, they show how much they respect them. The whole city of Capua, the brothers Ferox and the townspeople, they just start throwing fruits and vegetables at Ashur. This, of course, enrages Ashur, who returns back heated and proclaims that to the gladiators that they better get their shit in order. If they don't, and they're not apt to put on a performance, for the games, that he will send them all to the mines. And like, once again, go back to Spartacus, we saw what the mines look like. It was a very bad place. Navia was sent there. And so, yeah, it's definitely a place, a fate worse than death for a slave in this world. So we also get mother and daughter. We have Cost. God, I can't ever say her name right. Costatua. Damn it, Gabinus's wife is in hopes of trying to cheer up her daughter, Viridia, and wants to take her down to the city to pick out some linens. There's some Egyptian stuff that has come in, and to lift her spirits and get her out in the public because she's been away. We know what happened to her husband. So they go down, and of course, the Edal's wife, Horatia, they're all down there gossiping, and all of a sudden, these individuals who, at the same time, they're down there. Ashur and Chorus are down there as well because they have been tasked to seize some of Marcus Crassus's belongings before his expected arrival. So he is to secure those. And once again, man, my man is Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. Not only is he put to task for this menial task, as Hilaria said, that it's for a slave, which he says that he feels that's how Crassus still views him, but he is instructed by the guy who delivered it. He's expecting Ashur to pay, so Ashur has to pay him money he doesn't even have. And so, like I said, my man is Rodney Dangerfield. But anyway, while they're walking through the town or market area, they see these individuals, and Chorus is like, he don't like the way they look. I don't like this, which, I mean, these guys should have a sign that says, "We are bad guys. We are bad guys," because they're clearly up to no good. And what ends up happening is these guys were sent here. We don't know who sent them, but they were Cilician pirates sent to grab Gabinus's wife, and they ended up killing Horatia, the Edal's wife. You would have think they would have grabbed her, but there was a bounty on them. And so, but at the same time, Ashur and Chorus arrive on scene to blow up the spot, eventually getting the upper hand and taking these men out, which once again, it causes Viridia to have googly eyes for Ashur as well as he has them for her. So I can definitely see this being a thing down the road. And of course, after saving them, they go back to Gabinus's house. And of course, he is beyond grateful. And he basically puts it out there for Ashur. "Hey, I owe debt to you. What can I do for you?" And Ashur tries to play, well, your daughter being alive is payment enough. And I love how Gabinus was like, no. If I don't pay you now, it just leads to debts further down the road. Let's cut the bullshit. You want to be in the games, consider yourself in the games. And then on the flip side of that, Gabinus offers his medicus to help Ashur, and Ashur goes, "I got my own." He goes, "No, mine's way better than yours." But then once again, Ashur flips it on him and says, "I'd rather not be in your debt." And so the men part ways, and everybody's balanced as far as the debts go. Ashur goes back back home to his ludus, feeling great, on cloud nine, because they're in the games. He lets the gladiators know. Tarkhan shouts out who's going to be on the sands, but he lets them know that, outside of Achelia, who's taking on the brother Ferox, they will, evaluate, and they'll go from there. Who's going to be on the sands. Now, trumpets go off. Everybody, Marcus Crassus is here.
Shit. Here come Debo. Give me your stuff.
Oh, shit. Known for jacking the nigga. That's all he do.
They're letting them know he's coming. So Ashur, everybody's getting it together. He has Chorus come by his side as his number 2 man. And as they're approaching the cart, I said we was having a special guest, a familiar face, kinda. It's none other than Caesar, but it's not the Caesar that we're familiar with, which I would have loved to have Todd LaSance, but I mean, I think he's on another show, so they probably just didn't have the availability for him. Now, I'm giving this guy a chance. Now, if he can bring the essence of Todd LaChance's performance as Caesar, but bring a little bit of his own to it, I'm cool with it. I don't need him to try to copy, but just long as he has the essence of what Caesar was, I'm on board with it. I'm cool with it. So it'll be interesting to see because we don't know what their relationship was. Because the Ashur we know, he never met or was a part with Caesar, and then why they were battling Spartacus. So is his relationship with Caesar by reputation from what he hears? And of course, Caesar's going to feel a certain way. I don't think he's going to view Ashur as an equal or even respected individual. So which will cause them to butt heads, which more drama leads to a better show, I guess. But we didn't get Marcus Crassus. We got Caesar. Now, the last thing I wanted to discuss is Achilles. She had a breakthrough. Finally, the lessons of the MVP, Calidus. I'm telling you, man, I really enjoy this guy, and I hate that I do because I really feel he's going to be a tragic character. He's going to be someone who dies, and I hate that because I do. I like his character. He's doing a great job as the Doctori, but early in the episode, Aquila is getting her ass kicked, and Calidus explains to her about what her issue is that she's falling for distraction and tells him his son's weakness, essentially, because he's not his father at the time. He is Doctori, and he's telling her, you know, he's so busy trying to strike and not worrying about his team. Get rid of him, and you'll take out the other two, and that's what she does. It reminds me a lot of Gods of the Arena with Crixus, where Enemaeus gave him, you know, when he fought Gannicus the first time, and he told him about allowing him to get close to take his weapon from him, just to give him a pro tip. And then also Gannicus repaid the favor when Crixus was getting his ass kicked by Barca, giving him advice on how to take the advantage of Barca's staff away from him and use it against him. And that's what happened here. Also, Tactron is having, you know, he's so arrogant and is so in a hurry to prove himself. He never wants to listen to his father or any kind of advice. And the thing about it is at one point he says, I fight the way my father taught me. And Kellis tells him, well, it was my failure. And what I think ultimately and sadly what's going to happen is for Tartron, I think I'm saying that right. Tarshawn, man, I got to get these names right. But in order for him to actually fully learn the lesson, his father may die. His father may have to die for him to actually learn the lesson. It may be one of those kind of things, because he reminds me a lot how he's acting with Duro and Agron, where like Agron kept trying to tell his brother to grow up. You got to grow up. And when the brother, by the time he grew up, you know, he saved his brother. Duro saved him, but he ended up dying. I just think it'll be vice versa. I think Calidus is going to be the one that dies. I mean, they're just setting him up to be so good. And like I said, I think unfortunately, I think he's going to be one of the ones that that dies in order for his son to grow up, and for that event in his life, for him to grow up. I think that he's going to have to lose his father. It's going to be a growing pain for him. So that's all I got, guys. Let me go ahead and get up out of here. Before I leave, let me give you my score. If you're new to the channel, scoring system is 0 to 5, 0 being trash and 5 being a masterpiece. I gave this episode a 3.5 out of 5. Thought it was a solid episode, and I can't wait for next week to see what kind of madness Caesar is going to bring to Ashur, aka Rodney Dangerfield of Capula. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and punch out of here, and guys, I will see you in the next video.